Alrighty, something different today. Do this with our voyages and Sea of Thieves, and we don't know what to do, so we're going to use the same random roll strategy to determine what unplayed game I'm going to play. So, got a fancy dancy command. Get my chat open. Only I can run. So the idea is I've got like 1,500 games I've never played that I either bought or are free on all different platforms from Steam to Amazon to Epic, all of them. And when I run this command, it'll roll a 1 through 7 to determine which of the 7 different clients to pick from. And then each one of those will have a random number that I have to count to that game alphabetically and play that game. So it could be a terrible game, could be a fun game, could be something to play for 30 minutes. I got to play for at least 30 minutes. That's my personal rule. Make it count. Or it could be something I play longer. I don't know, but that's the plan. So, I hit it now or see what we get. So we're playing on Game Pass, number 7. And we're playing game 325. Oh, that's a lot of counting. So let me get up Game Pass. Find number 325 in here. We're going with PC games too. Most of the Xbox games are on here on PC as well, but something is it? We'll figure it out. All right, so there are see, this should work. I don't have it turned on. Go. This. Here we go. Hey, Zaz. All right, so there are 9 games in a row. So we got to get down to number 325. And that's math, and that's hard. So how many rows is that? 325 divided by 9. That's 36 plus rows down. All right. It's 3, 6, 9, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. So 36 times 9 is not quite 325, I don't think. So how many into that is it? So 36 times 324. So we're going to play. Oh, I did not expect that one to be on it. That's a demo. We'll go to this one. That hasn't even come out yet. We're not going to play a demo. We'll play an actual game that's out. So what is this? Explore Earth a billion years in the future. Single player. All right. Let's do it. And the downloading process is going to be not count toward the 30 minutes. Yep, I'm doing good. A little working late today, but I would have started earlier. But I'm playing a random game now, so that's 100% better than work. So what does this game look like while we're waiting? Is this like a point and click-ish isometric thing? Huh. Another rule I'm having is I play all the games on easy mode because I'm not here to bang my head against a wall. So I will play story or easy mode just to have fun with it, not to do a boss fight 20 times until we beat him. This seems like a older game. When did it come out? 2019. That's old in terms of games. So future me is going to roll this in advance and have it downloaded and installed already. So, but I can go ahead and change my game because I'm sure there is nobody playing this game on Twitch right now or anywhere. Wonder if it's even a category to pick. Huh? It is a category. $25 for the main story. Probably not gonna get there, but we'll see. How are you, Zaz? You sound like you were all busy today. Alf is cuddled up next to me right now because he hasn't had much lap time today, so now he wants it. That sucks. I've had those sleepless nights. It always sucks. But there's another night to sleep, so maybe tonight. My voice loud enough today? Cool. I just reset everything because I've given up on the lowering of the volume. So either gonna do it or not, I don't care. I just cranked my voice up. So all right. I'd sing you a lullaby, but the game just downloaded, so let us have a look. Oh, it was a Kickstarter one. Just want to make sure there's actually sound coming out because it does not seem like there is. All right, what sound do I got muted? That needs to be unmuted. That's this thing, isn't it? It doesn't know what to do with this input again. Okay. There we go. Sound. Yay. All right. No idea what all this stuff is going to do for me. Let's see. Anything fun here? P for pause. That's important. No. Like to be up here, please. Okay. Will I be male or female? Stick with male.
Your mind wakes in darkness. Aching cold sets into an unfamiliar body. A distant howling surrounds you, louder with each passing second. Insistent and invisible hands slap and tear at the membrane that protects you. Your first emotion is an involuntary and formless panic. You feel you have forgotten something important. As if it once meant the world to you, but the details slip away as you grasp at them. You force your eyes open. A white-pink fleshy cocoon surrounds you. Even as you look, a minor rent in its side tears open, and the howling wind forces its way inside. The cocoon rips away, gone before you can grab it, spinning you into a dizzying tumble. You are falling, the world many kilometers beneath you. You catch a glimpse of a curved horizon, and also the ground beneath you that is approaching deceptively quickly. Above you, a small moon is slowly collapsing in upon itself. A corona of acid green and black energy playing around its edges. The wind buffets you and burns your eyes, but you don't need to see the details of the faraway ground to know you're in serious trouble. You won't survive a fall from this stratospheric height. A part of your frantic mind babbles that technically you probably fell from a thermospheric height.
A lot of big words.
Focused as the ground rushes toward you.
Flatten out. Slow down.
You your arms and legs, and they respond sluggishly. You stop tumbling head over heels. Though you were still spinning laterally, that motion has calmed as well, and you have space to assess your situation, and perhaps to understand the predicament and the body in which you find yourself. Below you, you see a large landmass. A massive ocean dominates the rest of the visible globe, dotted here and there with island chains. Small moons, unusual structures, and strange machines rush past you in glittering profusion as you plummet toward the ground. You see that this appears to be a huge megacontinent, the only land of any size on this side of the world at least. Great inland seas and lakes dot the land, and curiously, regular mountain ranges march up and down and across. You are falling toward what looks to be a great bay, a sprawling city perched on its shore just to the north. Further to the north and east,
avoiding looking at my body.
Scattered with curious structures visible.
I don't want to know.
The northeastern portion of this land looks to be a desert, a strange blue dot like an eye in its exact center. It seems to hold a city in its watery grasp. To its west is a ring of huge mountains surmounted by enormous carved peaks spewing magma into a central catch basin. What concerns you most right now is the bay below you. It's coming at you quickly.
Alright, let's look at their body.
From what you can see of your outstretched figure, you're wearing a black, body-hugging suit of some sort. Your skin is light brown, and you seem to have 5 fingers on each hand. A good set of muscles helps control your fall. Not bulky, but well-toned. But you can't examine yourself too closely without losing the little stability you've gained in the fall.
Yeah, 5 fingers is good. uh, let's try and remember what happened.
Close your eyes and recall over the wind roaring in your eyes. You were being hunted. The feeling of violation in a place that should have been a sanctuary. Your memory is of a shadowy figure of acid and hate, something that sought to destroy you utterly. But the emotions attached to this you are not yours. The feelings those of a spectator. But who ran with your legs? Whose adrenaline poured through your veins?
Some body snatching type of stuff.
You remember reaching an escape tube, and you remember being struck by a tendril of force, and then the fall. The fall. You open your eyes in time to see a riot of color around you, your descent barely slowed, and then agony flares throughout your body as a crunching impact destroys you. The last thing you hear is a rapidly cycling whine of energy, and then darkness.
Alright, definitely point and click. Interact. Guess I could read this out loud and that'll put you to sleep. Jumbled thoughts cloud your head as you study the empty bowl before you. Drops of liquid fall from the ceiling, spattering on the ground next to the bowl. Light from every drop is reflected in the bowl's rounded hollow, as if it hungers for that light and needs to be filled. Yet the bowl remains dry. Another drop falls from the ceiling and splashes across the pylons, wasted. Well, yeah, we'll move the bowl. Duh. Encountered your first task. You have 3 stat pools, might, speed, and intellect, that you can spend to increase your chances of success. This is called using effort. Okay. To more easily move the bowl in front of you, use left click to spend might for a higher level of effort. Don't worry if you fail this task. In Torment, failure often results in interesting outcomes. Hey, if you fall asleep, that'll make me happy, because then you're sleeping. Alright, so I have 5 of something. I can use up to 2 to get 85% chance. What's this? Oh, okay. So I have 5 might, and I can use 2 to increase them by 40%. Alright. Sure. Okay. And it'll be a VOD, don't worry. If you fall asleep. It's going to be a strange game, I have a feeling already. Failure. The edges of the bowl tear at your flesh as you seize it. You grift through the pain, though, hauling the bowl over the glowing pool of fallen light. Took 1 damage to health pool. That was rude of it. So I got 20 health. Okay. Blood trails from your fingers into the hungry depths of the bowl. Drop by drop, it fills, your blood mixing with the light, until the air itself takes on a strange reddish hue. Ripples spread over the blurred outline of your reflection. A sanguine radiance spills across the segmented floor, washing away the nearest shadows and pouring into your mind, melting the ragged edges of your fragmented thoughts. You are not whole, not yet, but you have begun to heal from the damage done in your long fall. A voice calls out from somewhere high above, beyond the reaches of the spreading light. Hello, are you still alive down there? We're up here. And I missed the rest of that text. It says something, something, something. Build something. Okay. We'll zoom. Okay. What was this bowl? If I touch it again, what does it do? The rippling surface of the bowl shines with its own light. I could flip it over. Nah, we'll leave it alone. Let's not. We'll play a not chaotic evil person. We'll play a nice, sane person. What's this thing? As soon as you touch the orb, a memory floods your mind. You stand in front of a rusted door. The air is humid and dank. You've had a moment's respite from this waterlogged hell, a bubble of stale air your resting point. You've breathed water before, and you've lived decades beneath the waves, but this body is an air breather, and the constant pressure has been crushing you ever so subtly. Worse, your companion's mind seems to be wandering from the task at hand. He's a genius with machines, as you well know, but now he seems distracted. The device in his hands is covered in knobs, wires, and antennas. He believes it can get the two of you through the corroded door, but he's merely staring at it. Perhaps he's lost faith in his invention, but that is hardly your concern. This mission cannot be delayed. It must proceed. Deceive him by telling him that you've heard sounds of pursuit. Threaten him until he returns to the task at hand. This is taking too long. Cast a spell in esotery to fix the device yourself. Let's go that route. Let's not lie and be a jerk. Let's try to fix it ourselves. You mumble a few words, drawing power from the air around you until a solution appears in your mind. You snatch the device from his hands, rewire it, and shove it back at him. "Oh," he says, examining your work. "Sorry, I was trying to improve the thing." He waves the device at the door, and stale air of your bubble freshens as the door swings open. A dark hallway lies beyond, a passage that links the water-bordered cells and the aquatic viewing areas. What you seek lies there. Hey PJ, we're playing random games now. And I'm reading out loud, so Zaz is falling asleep slowly. Moments later, you're underwater again, your hands closing around a strange yet familiar artifact. You need it to complete something. It hovers about a pedestal, rotating in the dark water. An electric current runs through your fingers as your hand crosses the vertical plane of the pedestal, and an iridescent field coalesces so fast that the wave of pressure dazes you for a moment. The rising pulse of a sonar alarm ripples through the water. The guards won't be far behind. Run. You can come back for it. They won't be able to protect it forever. Disable the sonar pulse. Use the device to stop them, one of the ciphers in your belt. Stop them with the cipher in my belt. Sure. You run urgent fingers over the devices fastened to your waist, a fog rising in your mind. A few can be used against the guards, but will also turn your skin to synth steel, or the surrounding water to boiling wax. Hardly ideal. Yeah, I'm starting to think I should have ran. Finally, you find a small silver sphere. Setting the sphere in place, you kick desperately for the safety of a nearby alcove. The sphere whirls and unfolds into a spiraling vortex. The sphere at its center speaks a few polite words in an ancient language, then begins draining the surrounding water into itself with alarming speed. The approaching guards shout, then scream as they, too, are sucked into the whirlpool and ripped to pieces. You allow yourself a fleeting smile, but are all too aware that more alarms are going off in the distance. The memory begins to fade, as if you were being drawn backward through a tunnel, and hear more pylons rising from the pit. Something is wrong. The events within the orb have settled into that gap in your mind, but the edges of it are rough, as though the memory itself is not truly yours. There's something else, a gust of sour air pulling at you, like a predator inhaling the scent of its prey at the far end of a dark, whispering field. I can move now. Oh, okay. So we can't go back down. We gotta go to that orb. The light around the door's frame dims and flares like a roaring fire in a high wind. No sign or symbol tells you what might be behind this enormous door. The dull chill radiates from its bronze segmented surface, and the thick metal wheel seems frozen into place. Countless scratches and wounds mar the surface of this door. Someone made a great effort to get inside, to no avail. This does not sound good at all. What's this one? This mirror looks strange, as though what you see in it is real. You're the reflection. Good night, PJ. You stand beside a woman on a verdant crag. Beneath the two of you is a broad plateau towering above the overgrowth far below. Strange machines have been built into the cliffside, presumably for reconnaissance or defense. A metallic disc gleams from the center of the plateau. Your self-aware humanoid machines drill into the base of the cliffs below. If you were looking for a sanctuary, and you were desperately, this seems like the right place. I'm sure it doesn't look that strange. I don't know about this. Well, that was a woman's voice. I probably said that differently. I don't know about this, the woman says, her voice flat, neutral. Her face is turned away from you. What makes this place any more secure than the other ones we found? Draw our attention to the hidden details that your more experienced eye can clearly see. Use your charm to persuade her of the merits of the site and to remind her of the time constraints, or convince her with the wisdom of your superior intellect. I'm going to try to do random voices. We'll see how it goes. Get my weird ones in there too, I'm sure. Do I... I don't want to sound like a douche and sound like I'm superior to her. Let's persuade her. A cloud passes over the sun as you engage her in spirited, friendly debate, pointing out the footprint of a prior world civilization whose power remains untapped. After a few minutes, she laughs, raising her hands in mock surrender. Stop! Stop! Your servitors are down there. They've already chosen this as the site, haven't you? Good night, PJ. She waits for your affirmation and says, All right, I'm convinced. The two of you sketch your plans for the sanctuary, drawing schematics and architectural diagrams. Then you descend onto the plateau to examine the open ground. I am so confused right now of what's happening, because what's on the screen is not reflecting what I'm reading. I guess these are memories I'm looking at? The woman suggests having one of the servitors build a shelter for your time here. You try to draw one of the constructs away from its task, but it doesn't respond to your voice. When you lay a hand on its shoulder to reinforce your command, it whirls and strikes you across the face with inhuman speed. It turns back to its task, ignoring you. Your companion helps you rise, laughter in her eyes. It seems like your construct has other ideas. What's the matter with it? Use the Numenera integrated into the construct's body to overwhelm the behavior malfunction. That sounds complicated. Examine the construct for mechanical faults. Look for a deeper solution. Perhaps it's an effect of the metallic disc itself. That first one sounds complicated. Let's look for a deeper solution. A mist falls into the plateau as you wrap a fiber shielding mesh around the construct's skull. Ow. The mesh powers up, protecting the construct's mind from any trans-dimensional emissions that might be in the area. Taking a deep breath, you repeat your command. Acknowledged. It obediently trundles to the side of your new shelter. The image freezes, then fades, and you feel the memory filling the gap in your mind, block by jagged block. You stagger, clutching your head, reclaiming your memories hurts. And once more there's something else. Hairs lift one by one on the back of your neck. Something beyond this room can sense what you're doing and is hunting you. Okay, so we are looking at memories. That makes sense now. Exterminate! Okay. A vision of a city springs up around you, your city, in flames and under attack. Her defenders have fought and died all day, and still the attackers keep coming. They fight as if your destruction were demanded of them. They care nothing for mercy, surrender, or plunder. What they want is blood. But you have brought a keen-eyed companion to the top of the tower. She has seen the way to stop the invaders. You need to get her to safety, and you need to rally your defenders. But even as you turn toward the door of the tower, two of the attackers descend from the hovering machine. You don't have time to strike at them before they land. One is brutishly large, his weapon a vibrating axe. Kinky. The other is slim, sheathed in glassy armor and holding a hilt with a sizzling invisible blade. Your companion backs away. She's too young to help. Your enemies advance, single file, confined by the parapet. So trade blows with the giant. You could handle it for at least a strike or two. Duck under the giant's swing and attack before he can strike. Or fight defensively and figure out who presents the greater threat. I think we do the defensive, figure out who's the bigger threat. You don't have a run option. The memory seems crystal clear. The giant is menacing, it's true, but the invisible blade of his companion is more worrisome still. The energy field that flickers and wavers around it suggests that she can carve matter at the molecular level, tearing pieces of her target into nothingness. If you're to save yourself, your best bet is to tackle her first. She's stuck behind the giant, waiting her turn to attack you, unable to bring her weapon to bear until he's out of the way. But it's clear that she expects him to handle you, and her eyes rove behind you, her focus on your ward. She's certainly not expecting you to dive between the giant's legs and come up inside her guard. She can't bring her blade to bear in time. And you drive your dagger up into her chin. Ow. You catch her before her deadly blade drops onto you and spin her around. The weapon slashes into the giant and he topples, bisected. Yeah, we did it. Hey, she was trying to kill us, so we're going to shove that dagger up in her chin. The immediate threat ended, you focus on finding a way back to your allies. You open the tower door and rush down the stairs. The door at the base of the stairs is slightly cracked, opening just a bit into the hall, and you hear more of the enemy soldiers beyond. Hurl yourself against the door and knock them to the ground. Crack the door open to sneak past them. Charge through them, counting on your defenses to protect you. Oh, I'm always going sneaky route. I love sneakies. Let's do sneakies. You press yourself against the gleaming door, easing it open, and your breath catches in your throat as it squeaks quietly. The sound like a bell in your memory. You pause, but the soldiers in the hall continue to walk. You push again, squeeze yourself through the narrow opening, and creep down the blood-stained hall. The memory begins to fade, and you find yourself back in your own body. Your temples throb with the racing force of your heartbeat, and the reclaimed memories blaze within you like a bonfire on a mountain peak, visible to every predator for kilometers around. A tremor rocks the floor beneath you, as though a massive fist has struck the room itself. Swaying on your feet, you see frantic movement within the borders of a mirror at the edge of the room. I mean, the writing's pretty good already, and even if we just base it off the writing there, they did some work on it. Alright, let's go look at ourselves in the mirror and see what we look like. This is probably our character creation screen. That's my guess. The border of this mirror is lavishly decorated with a dizzying number of interlocked symbols, daggers, masks, paintbrushes, amulets, and more. But that's nothing compared to what you see in the glass. You see a vast crowd of people, exact doppelgangers of you, shoving, arguing with, and fighting each other. Most are drab imitations of you, but a precious few are vivid and pull at your attention. Each of them bears an intricate pentagonal tattoo on their head. In their eyes, their actions, you see the memories you discovered within the orbs, and the choices you made, shining like distant stars. Your hand twitches at your side, and though some of the bright doppelgangers ignore you, an even smaller number immediately turn to you, waiting for you to choose them and learn what you might become. A rumble shakes the room, and a slow vibration spreads from the darkness below, rippling towards the ceiling. Point at the doppelganger with the clever eyes, doppelganger with the mystic symbol on its brow. Point at the strong-willed doppelganger. Step away from the mirror. Clever eyes, tattoo, or strong-willed. Let's go with strong-willed. See what that does. It reaches the other side of the mirror and touches its side of the glass. The surface bursts and a vision unfolds before you. The doppelganger is shackled at the center of a vast arena, beneath the hulking shadow of an executioner. Unbowed by the jeers of the savage audience, the doppelganger speaks forcefully, frighteningly, of what will come after its death and the consequences thereof. The mob's shouting dies, one voice at a time. Then, in perfect silence, the doppelganger meets the executioner's eyes. Trembling, the brute swings his axe and severs the doppelganger's chain, setting it free. The arena fades away, replaced by the squabbling group. The strong-willed doppelganger lowers its hand and awaits your decision, its chin high and proud. Yes, that is who I am. I want to consider the other choices. Okay, sure, why not? The remaining doppelgangers scatter for the edges of the mirror and vanish. Your chosen identity steps forward. Its appearance changes as it steps out of the rippling glass. Its face exudes intelligence and confidence. Shadows of several devices shimmer all around it. Technology of several kinds from a myriad of past ages. You get the feeling you, should be comfortable with all of it. The word nano sounds in your mind. Gain descriptor strong-willed. Your doppelganger continues walking, stepping into you, filling you, making you whole. Your decision rings out into the cavernous room, awakening and unlocking vast mechanisms behind the walls. Suddenly, a grotesque noise rings through your shared worlds, like a bell, if bells could rot. Something is coming. Restored 1 health and restored 2 might. That just gave me everything back I used. Oh, I get all 3 of them. Cool. The mirror fades, leaving a dark, open doorway. You take a deep breath and step through. Character creation. That's what I thought was going to happen. Your choices in the memories and the mirror have begun to build your character, but now you have the opportunity to decide on a number of details. First, you can decide to change your type. Type defines the abilities and skills you'll be able to acquire as you advance. All right, I'm not going to spend 30 minutes on this like I normally spend on character creation. Let's just quickly glance. So, nanos are sometimes called mages, wizards, sorcerers. That's the kind of player I usually play. Concentration, cipher limit. Okay, so that's nano. What's Jack? Jack of all trades. This is definitely an ARPG with how I'm reading this stuff until next sleep and everything. Treasure hunters, grifters, scholars, and experts in a variety of fields. Yeah, that could be fun. Alright, so I'm either going to go roguish or wizardy. Oh, thank you for the raid, Chunky. Or Wire. We are playing random games now. So this is called Torment, and it's on Game Pass for free, obviously. It's an ARPG, it looks. A very sci-fi one. So we're trying to figure out what type of character to play, be it a wizard, like Mr. Wizard, or a rogue and be all stealthy and whatnot. And treasure hunter. I like treasure. That's speaking to me as a treasure. Let's go with treasure. I like treasure. Can do anything over here. Nothing over there. Okay. Next. Stat pools are the resources you use to apply effort or activate abilities. You can distribute points as you see fit. Glaives tend to favor might and or speed, while nanos favor intellect. Jacks usually benefit from a balanced set of points. Okay. I got 4 points. I'll go speed, intellect, and might. Like that. Move fast. Okay. Abilities. Attack spell. Yep. Alright, good night, Zaz. I got lots of reading to do, so. Oh yeah, you did miss Girl Gliss. It was a very poor Girl Gliss because I wasn't ready for it. It'll improve over time. Alright. You need evasion and willpower when wearing no armor or light armor. Attack that deals weapon damage +3. Has a negative battle. So that's 1 intellect, that's 2. I think we gotta do... I feel like Sucker Punch, and with a rogue we're gonna be wearing light stuff, so probably that. Let's do that. I don't know. It is not the weekend yet, Chunky. I didn't finish working until about an hour ago, so I'm ready for it already. You were working from home today, though, weren't you? At least you had that bonus today. This gives you a chance to specific kinds of actions and tasks, but some give other passive bonuses. Each skill starts at the novice level, can be increased to train and specialize, granting greater bonuses at each level. Descriptors often leave some skills at the inability level, meaning they inflict penalties. When upgraded, they return to the novice. Okay. So I have no perception, and I suck at machinery. Alright, I guess that works. Seems about right. Choose an exploration skill. Yes. I had some fun discussions today myself on Teams. It's always entertaining. I just have to laugh after them because it's always the same outcome. I do like initiative because then I can act earlier in turn. Task. Persuading. Oh, I'm gonna be. I gotta do the stealth. Duh. Have to do stealth. I'm gonna be roguey, steely. Only gladiators receive training weapon skills. Oh, I don't even get a weapon as a rogue. Okay, cool. Although you chose your descriptor from among the many doppelgangers in the mirror, you now have the chance to view the specific bonuses and penalties it grants. You can also examine the effects of other descriptors and choose a new one if you wish. Oh, well, that's kind of lame. Should lock you into it. Alright, well, I don't even know what I picked. Was it willful, headstrong, and independent? So I don't really want willpower. I'd rather have speed. Speed and momentum. Stealth and perception. That's probably a good one to get. Persuasion and deception. Quick fingers. Ooh, what's quick fingers do? Difficult tasks. Okay. Could be useful. Nah. It's all intellect stuff. That doesn't help me a ton. This is very much seems to be geared toward wizards and warriors and not so much sneaky rogues, but we'll figure it out. Ooh. Light weapons, stealth, and deception. That's a good one. Stealthy, I mean, that makes sense. That's what I want to do. I feel like that's going to be the one we pick. Yeah, let's go stealthy. Yeah. Yes, sure. If we fail, we fail. The Spectre. Everything about this spectral figure seems dreamlike. He's a hazy silhouette who seems to be made of a blue glass smoke. He wears stylish, well-cut clothes. His handsome, bearded face seems hauntingly familiar, though you've never seen him before. He breathes a sigh of relief when he sees you. This is a specter? We weren't sure that would work. We pulled our strength, channeled it through to reach you, to wake you up. He glances at the other figures here and frowns unhappily. It took more out of them than we thought. The other reflections, they're more like shadows now. Look, I'll bet you've got a lot of questions. This whole place is basically your mind. Your body's still out there in the real world, healing from that fall. You need to get out of there. You need to get out there and finish the process. He shrugs. It shouldn't be too hard. That's what you say. Before I met you, it felt like something was haunting me. I had to finish the process. What do you mean by that? Who are those other people? You call them reflections. If this places my mind, why don't I remember any of this? Any of you? Who are you? How do you know this? All that you're telling me. Yeah, let's talk about the process. What do you mean by finish that process? After you wake up from this dream state and attune to the tides, you'll need to find something called a resonance chamber. Your body should have landed somewhere near it. Just climb inside that, everything will be fine. That's what they said on Back to the Future, too. What Doc said. Let's see here. What do you mean attuned to the tides? Tides are like a force, like gravity or magnetism or something, except they respond to people's actions and perceptions. Your body, that is your body in the real world, needs the tides to survive. It's not something you need to worry about. Your body will attune as it wakes up. How do you know all this? He throws up his hands in frustration. I'm just a part of you. I look at you and I know. This place was made for you, for us, and I remember pieces of knowledge that come to me when you ask your questions, but that's all. Uh-huh. I don't believe you. Who are you? He pauses and looks down at himself, considering a long time before answering. I'm you. I'm part of your mind, a splinter. I was waiting here for you. We called you with the memories of the others who are here. I don't know what happened next. If this places my mind, why don't I remember any of this, any of you? It's your mind, a construct built to, I don't know, share thoughts, store your true self? Wait, you know how people say, in the first place? This is definitely the first place of your memory. Well, it was the first place for me anyway. You'd probably know better since it's yours. If you don't remember now, maybe it'll come to you later. Before I met you, it felt like something was haunting me. Do you know what it was? He closes his eyes. That's a memory I don't want to recall. Large, black, furious. It's our death. It's the sorrow. He closes his eyes. I hope it's lost interest in you. If it finds us, we're done for. What's the resonance chamber? I remember pieces about it, but not the whole. It's a crystal sarcophagus. I remember it having 5 mechanical arms around it and a metal ring set in the floor. I think we were aiming for it when we fell. When you open your eyes in the real world, it should be nearby. Who are those other people? You called them reflections? That's what they are. As I said, it's your mind. You'll find reflections of people you knew, people you met in the real world, and with whom you shared some kind of psychic connection. I don't know how or why, it just happens. So how do I get back to the real world? There's a portal down there. It'll take you back to your body. Just step through it. The whole tides thing should take care of itself. He crosses his arms. When you wake up, find the resonance chamber and activate it. Then we can... What in the hell's is that? It's tentacles. Gods, it's the sorrow. The sorrow is anchored to those reflections. It's devouring their power. We have to get rid of them. Destroy its anchors, or else the sorrow will erase us forever. Crisis initiated. Kill the reflections anchoring the sorrow to your mind. A crisis begins when you enter into a dangerous situation. Crises are turn-based encounters where you can fight, sneak, manipulate the environment, or talk your way out of trouble. Okay? Each turn you can take one action to attack or activate an ability. You can also make one move. The reflection near you. Kill it! You'll loosen the sorrow's anchor. Where am I? I'm that dude. Okay. Use left click to attack an enemy or move to a position. Try clicking the highlighted character now. Attack. Effort can be applied to attacks to increase your chance to hit. As with other tasks, each level effort increases your chances by 20% at the cost of 1 point from the stat pool. Unarmed attacks use speed, but other weapons and abilities may use might or intellect instead. Alright. So we're gonna 80% chance to hit it. I'm not gonna use any modifiers on that. That's silly. How do I attack? I just gotta click the one, I guess. Okay. What in the... It's escaping! It's going to hide inside your mind! Now run! Get to the next one! I have tentacles in my head. You can sacrifice your action for the turn to double move instead of attacking. The move preview line turns purple when over a position that requires a double move. Okay. Range. Just move to here. Oh snap. Okay. Oh, it's not gonna take all its damage, I see. Okay, so we need to do this guy. Okay. Here's his turn. You will need to wait until the next turn to deal with another reflection. You can move somewhere to spend your remaining move, but if you want to end your turn early, click the end turn button below. Okay. Let's get closer to that guy and end turn. Sorrow infection. What is it doing now? It's infecting it somehow. Fettles are temporary conditions or status effects that can improve or reduce your character's stats. The sorrow has just placed a fettle on the remaining reflection. You can't remove this fettle, but you may find a way to overcome it. Okay, what did it put on it? What does that fettle mean? How do I know what that fettle is? Is it just sped up? Okay, well. I have no idea here. What's this stuff over here? The armor stat reduces physical damage. The fettle the sorrow placed on his character has boosted its armor by 10, meaning it will absorb 10 points of damage from each attack. The reflection's armor is now too high for you to overcome with your unarmed attack. Alright. Skis! The reflection is protected somehow. You need to find a way to hit it even harder. Okay. Pick up loot, use, okay. Wish I'd have seen that earlier. That is a cipher. To activate an item, left click on the bar, okay. So use this. It does 13 physical damage and refills all of my stat pools. Nice. Can I keep that? Yay, we did it! You pry it loose! The thing is a cancer, an infection. It's unstoppable, but you stopped it. He holds his head in his hand. I can't believe it found us. In here. He looks at you, terror in his eyes. That thing, the sorrow, it's been hunting you. It's what killed you in the first place. It'll keep hunting you until you activate the resonance chamber. I didn't remember until I saw it, but that's why that chamber is so important. You have to get back and activate the chamber before it's too late. The portal to your body is that shimmering dome there. Go, now! I see. Was there anything else on the floor to loot? As the, it's like barrels. I gotta check all the barrels. Can't leave anything behind.
Where did he fall from? His body's smashed to talc. It's a wonder he's still breathing.
All I saw was the corona, not his origin point. But look, he's healing already. Spontaneous regeneration.
I had a better female voice. Ugh, what was that? What did you do, Calloused Edge? His tone has become accusatory, suspicious. You open your eyes. The first thing you notice is this man's kaleidoscope of tattoos writhing across his forearms. He wears a long, dark coat, belted at the waist, supplies filling the pockets. His boots are worn and stained with years of travel. You blame me? He emitted an internal physiological reaction in response to the fall, probably related to that fantastic healing process. Obviously, Alligator. Her voice rolls and hisses, and you have to rub your eyes to be sure that you're not seeing double. Faint echoes of her actions trail from her, each nearly mimicking her, though some act and react to stimuli that you can't perceive. Her vivid hair and outrageous clothing remain constant through these shadows. Oh yes, it's obvious, Callistige. His voice is grim and clipped. Then he sees you looking at him. You're no ordinary mortal. We know that much. Start talking. His face is hard and set. I'm no ordinary mortal. I'm no ordinary mortal. What do you mean? Who are you? Where am I? How did I get here? Was I dead? What do you mean? You really don't know? He cocks his head to the side. I'm starting to think you're not him. Starting to think? Alligator, tell me, is it a novel experience? It's his face. I've never seen any other people rebuild themselves like that. Only the changing god could have healed so quickly. He sighs and rubs his face, trying to regain his composure. Maybe you could help me for a change. You know what this means to me. You're familiar with the word changing, Alligator? It implies inconsistency. Thus, the changing god may well have changed. Several versions of her shrug, and she addresses you. You'll have to forgive him. He believes you're someone he once knew, even though it's painfully obvious to anyone that you're newly born. Her most solid self curtsies while others bow or spin. I and my sisters am Callistige. This is Alligator. We are explorers, knowledge seekers. That's how we came to be in this room. If I'm not mistaken, you are what we call a cast-off. The changing god created you, body and mind. Your sire used your body for a time, then abandoned it for reasons of his own. When his mind departed for a new experience, you were born in his cast-off shell. Where are we? What is this place? Who is the changing god? Are there other cast-offs? So you say I was born when the changing god left, but why am I not dead? Before I woke, I was in some kind of dreamlike labyrinth with a glowing specter. If falling from the sky didn't kill me, is there anything that can? Do I be a smarky smartass in this? Smarky smartass rogue? That could be fun. Let's see. That might get me in trouble, though. And get me killed very quickly. Yeah, let's do it. Let's have fun. An excellent question. Having seen your regenerative abilities in action, I suspect they are primarily physical, a regrowth. If that's the case, you'd be unable to survive most varieties of psychic or molecular decomposition, disintegration, conflagration, and so forth. Degenerative diseases could pose a problem, and I know of several entities capable of psychic destruction. As she speaks, a vision flashes into your mind. It's not yours, exactly. Somehow you know this is a memory of the changing gods. You are in a dark room lit by a myriad of blinking lights and holograms from the many machines surrounding you. What about a body that can withstand the sorrow's attacks? Says a voice. It seems to be coming from one of the machines. No, you reply. The thing has no respect for barriers of any kind, physical, temporal, psychic. This is the only way. With a series of gestures, you bring up an image of a crystalline pod. If the resonance chamber works, it will give us the power to stop the Sorrow's hunt once and for all. We just need the right focal point, a catalyst. The memory fades. Calisige is still talking. You realize the device you saw in the memory is identical to the one behind you now. It looks just like the Spectre had described it, a transparent sarcophagus inside a crystalline dome, with mechanical arms arrayed around it on a metal ring. Unfortunately, the dome is shattered, the sarcophagus is cracked, and one of the arms is in pieces on the floor. Whatever its function, it clearly needs repair. Or flesh-eating viruses. One presumes disfigurement by the iron wind would likewise be devastating enough to... I think he gets the point, Calistige. I saw a vision of myself in another time and place just now. You didn't see it too, did you? Do either of you know anything about the sorrow? Those we already had. I think we ask about the crystal chamber, because that's what we need, or so we were told. Allegern chuckles. Then, firm and certain, he says, Not likely, though it might not be impossible. You need people with the appropriate knowledge. I'm sure the cult of the changing god will hold the answer. Her distaste is evident in the expressions of her echoes, although the face of the one in the lead remains carefully impassive. You turn to the insane to help a newborn. Where's your judgment, Allegern? I would take him to the Order of Truth. The Order of Truth? Are you mad? They would sooner take us apart. Alright, what's the Order of Truth? Knowledge seekers, the learned who try to wrest secrets from the hearts of the prior worlds. They gather in the city to exchange their findings and help humanity to build a brighter future. She smiles brightly. Our friend Allegern here was once one of them. Frauds, quacksalvers, and charlatans. They don't have all the answers, and I'd not trust them with the changing god's secrets. You're just angry that they couldn't help you with yours. Her echoes tinkle laughter. But I'm being too cruel, dear Allegern. Let us take our new friend to the Order. What is the cult of the changing god? Despite what she says, they're not insane. They're eccentrics. She laughs, but he soldiers on. They're worshippers of you or your sire, the changing god. They devote their lives to understanding your kind. So we can take to one of those two. I have some other questions. Of course, dear. Before I woke, I was in some kind of dream-like labyrinth. Let's talk about that. With how hard you hit the ground? I'm surprised that's all you saw. Thanks. Not so sure I want to go see a cult. Let's go to the Order of Truth. It's probably going to be worse for us, but whatever. Or let's go to the crackpots, as they're so called. Let's just go crazy. If we die early, we die early. A wise choice. Your worshippers aren't likely to cut you apart, and they're sometimes fools, but they collect knowledge and data. They'll tell you more than you care to know about, whoever you are. They could give you good counsel. She sniffs and gives Allegren an acid glare. Good counsel? The best counsel is to come with me. I'll accompany the two of you. When you change your mind, you'll need an introduction to the Order of Truth. Fine. We'll both go, but don't be surprised when Calistige leaves you broken in a ditch with your purse empty, while she laughs it off as a good experiment. Suspicious as always, Allegren. Child, the world is an exciting place, but it is full of dangers. Rest assured, one of us will get you safely to where you need to be. I'll be right behind you. A sunny smile crosses her faces. Faces? Multiple? Why do you want to go with me? What's in it for you? I won't deny that you are an exciting find, but it's not about that. I just want to see you safely out of the reef. Kid, you're not safe here, and not just because you're new. Treasure hunters trawl the reef, scavengers who would sell you for the parts if they knew where you came from, what you were. Alright then, let's go. You've gained your first companions. They follow the last cast-off and can be controlled during a crisis. You can speak to them about their past and take advantage of their unique abilities and skills. Alright, continue.
Allow me.
Allow me. What do we got here? Shin. That looks like money. Shins are usually metal, but can be made of glass, plastic. Yeah, they're coins. Okay. So if I control click, does it take? Yep. Or just single click. I didn't read what that was. 3 points of speed. 3 points of intellect. Okay. What else we got here? Party. Oh god, party inventory. Yeah. Okay. So not a big backpack. Quest items. We got some light armor on, as I would expect. We got the cipher stuff. It's kind of like spells, I guess. Or scrolls, maybe. Unarmed attack. We have no fettles on us. Find a way to repair the resonance chamber. Codex. And then I guess this will click between the different characters. Okay, cool. So Allegren is wearing clothing. Okay. And Calistige is also wearing clothes. So they're both kind of wizardy, light armored folks. Bunch of willpower, yeah. Well, he's got a mace, though. She's got a buzzer? I don't know what that is. Okay. Alright, what else we got in here? What else do we have to touch?
Yes.
Examine that. Tiny glowing motes float through the interior of this tower. Each one is surrounded by much smaller motes, like thousands of worlds circling their suns.
In an instant.
Thing I just did. What's this? The flexible tubes that are attached to this machine appear to be later additions. Someone cobbled the device together, but its function is unclear.
Yes.
What's this? Broken fragments of the domed ceiling are scattered on the floor. They appear to be made of transparent synth.
Naturally.
Anything else? Anything else? Any other loot boxes? Guy got loot. Okay. Out we go.
I need to talk to you.
I need to talk to you. That would have been Allegern talking.
This is the Reef of Fallen Worlds, kid. It's a dangerous place at the best of times. And with you lighting up the sky as you fell, well, we should get out of here as soon as possible.
Why were you looking at me when you said that? I wasn't, he growls. Don't be so paranoid. But when she isn't looking, he raises his eyebrows at you knowingly. I have to go into all the lore on it. I just want to see the story. Let's keep going. What's that? Oh, I can't see it. There we go. Although this cube hovers in the air, you can feel the ground stutter.
We shall see.
We go up here. What is it? What are those? Hops? Two floating cones whirl and spin deliriously around each other, giggling like children being tickled. The air around them smells of sweet burning leaves. Ooh, I use my quick fingers. Touch a cone as it passes. It's probably going to kill me. Select a companion's portrait in the effort window. They can assist the glass cast-off with some challenges. Your companion's stat pools are used instead of your own. They may have different skills. Oh, okay. Get it to 100%. They're not going to do anything different. Do it. Success! You managed to graze one of them with the tip of your finger. Roarn! A voice says, and your vision is stolen from you. A moon hangs over you, but it is not the one you recognize. It's black and in a pearl-white sky. Thick, flat asteroids orbit it like petals in the wind. You feel questing tendrils at your ankle, and the hot wind on your face smells of scorched hair and grief. Gain 2 XP. Okay. Your vision returns. The cones hang motionless for only a second before resuming their giggling dance. Watch them for patterns. The longer you stare at these artifacts, the more you're convinced that they turn faster when their spiraling paths cross each other. What are you? The cones continue whirling and laughing like enraptured dancers, giving no sign that they've heard you. What are you for? The cones greet your question with a split second of hushed silence, following by delighted peals of helpless giggling. They aren't for anything. They're from one of the worlds before this one. Allegren rubs a hand along his stubbled jaw. Sometimes the Numenera will do something useful. Sometimes they'll turn you inside out. And sometimes they don't do a damn thing that makes sense. I've often said the same thing about you, darling, Calistage murmurs. Try speaking again? I'm going to be stubborn and keep trying to speak here. Come on. There's got to be some outcome of doing this a bunch of times. Or the game breaks, one of the two. No? Don't want to do it? Alright, we'll continue. Leave the cones alone. Had to try. More coins, another moss, and a mite thing. Okay. What's this? A tangled cluster of metallic tendrils grows from the depths of the nearby water. Strangely, they resemble clawed alien hands, most of which have 7 or 8 fingers. Okay, walk away, break off one of the hands, or examine the cluster. Let's examine it before we smash it. The hands sway softly, but their movements are difficult to follow. Watching them for too long makes you feel nauseous. Apart from the hands themselves, you don't notice anything of interest in the cluster. I feel like breaking something off could be bad. Let's do it. 45% chance. Let's use this dude. He's got more might than me. Yeah. You grip the hand nearest to you and snap it from its roost. Stepping back, you give it a couple experimental swings. Good balance. It might make a decent weapon. Hey! I get an 8-fingered mace. Haha, worth. Didn't kill me. You aren't happy unless you're breaking things, are you? Try pulling another hand out of the cluster. You wrap your hands around one of the wrists and pull with all your strength. Eventually, gasping, you give up. The tendrils seem thicker and stronger now, as if they've fortified themselves against you. Alright. So then, we've got a weapon on us now. Medium melee weapon. Cool. But don't I am all about, I thought, unarmed stuff. Where are my, what's the character sheet? So I can sucker punch with a mace, apparently. Okay. So I need to wear no armor or light armor. Okay, cool. And we can use light weapons. What is this mace? This is a medium weapon. Boo. Oh well. It's something. Better than nothing. What else we got around here? A yawning intake marks the front of a long-dead construct. Inside, the metal is pitted, black and ancient.
Got it.
It's up here. The strange lines and ripping forms of the sunken buildings are dramatically different from the architecture above the waterline. The table connects the spout to the collection device. The nozzle looks like it may have been attached to another machine at one time.
Yes.
The device is collecting black goop from somewhere underwater and pumping it to the nearby spout. Some weird shit in this game. Oh, loot. Yeah. Gimme. Money, money, money. Do I want to go in this little hut? Sure, why not? If it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. This metal door is thick, heavy, and unmarked by time. Double rows of circular bumps run horizontally and vertically across its surface. It is firmly sealed. Examine the door more carefully. The metal surface is infused with minuscule threads that are barely visible to the human eye. They only run in straight lines and right angles, and they seem to converge at the circular bumps. Upon closer inspection, you notice that each of the bumps is unique. Some have flat faces, others are actually many-sided polygons, and a few are marked by tiny apertures. Knock on the door, sure. Why not? Wake that guy up. You knock lightly at first, then harder. The door makes no sound at all, nor does it shudder or yield. There's no one home, dear. Hasn't been for 1,000 years. She peers at the door. One of my colleagues at the Order claimed that she got inside, but I don't believe her. Okay. Alright, that's that area. Up here then, I guess. Uh-oh. Oh my god, people are gonna come eat me. This music sounds bad. I got blue goops hitting behind my butt. Koro, new person. As you step onto what looks like the black of the enormous construct, your four strangers approach you. In the lead is a wiry man with parallel scars running from cheek to collarbone on the left side of his face. He gives you a welcoming smile, pulling on gray gloves embedded with pulsing lights. He's about to say something to you when he notices Calistige. Cal! I thought you'd sworn off trawling the reef. Found anything tasty? His eyes travel up and down both you and Alagern. Odds and ends, Koro. Nothing that would interest you, I'm sure. Her words are calm, but she has gone quite still. Something wrong, Calistige? What do you want, Koro? May we pass? Let them talk. Let's let them talk. His hand curls into a fist at his side. I was wondering specifically if you had seen a falling star that landed near here not long ago. I've seen nothing of the sort, dear Koro. Her lips closed thinly. What about your friends? He turns to you. I know most of the draft that scavenges the reef these days. It's a rare pleasure to see a new face. Nice scars. How did you get them? What are those gloves for? Where did this star land? It wasn't a star. Tell him the truth. I fell from the sky. There was no star. Deception. I'll be honest with you. I saw the star, but don't know where it landed. You're in my way. Move, or I'll make you move. Let's go truth. I thought so. To reward your honesty, I shall be honest in turn. You have two choices here. Both of them are dreadful. He holds up a finger. First option. You surrender to us, and we convey you to my employer for, well, experimentation and dissection. Frankly, it's not pretty, but there it is. He holds up a second finger. Second option. We kill you and the old man. Try not to kill Calistige, and bring your body to our employers anyway. He winks at Calistige. Apologies, sweetness. Well, this guy's a dick. Alagern whirls on Calistige, his face tight with fury. You told him who we were here, didn't you? You couldn't resist selling me out one more time. Are you really so paranoid? She sighs in exasperation. Darling, she says to Koro, take your thugs and go home, otherwise we'll have to rip you to pieces, and the world is already so untidy. Karo clenches his gloved fists, and a soft whistle pierces the air. What do you say, fallen star? I ain't going anywhere with this guy. Heck no. What a shame, Karo says, and glances at his companions. Now! Okay. Alright. Overcome Quaro and his mercenaries. Use the glowing turret or purple energy to your advantage. Talk to Quaro with different party members. Okay. Alagern's body is covered in strange shifting tattoos. You can use the Living Tattoos ability to pluck a strand of ink from himself, granting him the Living Tattoos Fettle. While the Fettle is active, he gains increasing bonuses by chaining together familiar actions. Does not use that. Okay. Interesting. Music is super loud. Sound. Still loud. There we go. About a little bit less on that. Okay. That's better. I can hear myself think now. Alright, so he can do what with his tattoos? So... Present a road to chain increasing effects. Using a different kind of action breaks the chain or removes the fiddle. I mean, I guess I gotta use it to see what the heck it does.
These things, like stripping a memory.
Okay. How do I talk to him? It's got a little chat bubble. I gotta move closer or something.
Yes.
Oh, right click to talk. Okay.
Sure.
Take them down, Quaro shouts to his allies. We need that falling star. Tell him he's going to get him and his friends killed. Persuasion or leave them alone. Let's try to persuade. Hey, it worked. Quaro dear, this is foolishness. Your employers cannot have paid you enough to fight a regenerative cast-off and me. I guess I'm just swinging this stick for fun over here. Surely you're clever enough to know your life is not worth this risk. Hey, we didn't have to fight. Quaro studies you and your companions with new eyes. You can almost see the fight go out of him. You may be right about that, Cal. He shouts to his colleagues. We weren't paid for a fight to the death. Let's leave these explorers to their own. And they leave. Alagern crosses his arms. Well, isn't that convenient? Excuse me? Are you suggesting I had something to do with Quaro's plans? Are you suggesting you didn't? An old friend of yours just happens to be waiting for us, armed and outnumbering us, as we return from the greatest find the reef has seen in years. It's too convenient for me, too convenient by far. I convinced him to leave us alone. Of course you did, after you saw your plan wasn't going to work. He throws up a hand, forestalling Calistege's retort. Look, I don't care. Fact is, I don't trust you. I can't trust you anymore, and I wonder why I ever did. This is the last we travel together. I've got enough to worry about without having to watch my back 28 hours a day. He turns to you. You coming, kid, or what? Allergan, I really don't think she was trying to betray us. Calces, it was a little convenient. You're really going to walk away from each other over this? Let's go that route. Oh, this is just the last needle that crushed Anine. You haven't seen 1/10 of her depths, not 1/20th. She's a backstabbing bitch, and this mess here only proves it. Damn. Always a paragon of class, Allergan. If I did have any interest in betraying you, do you really think I would need Caro's help? Yet this is the thanks I get for coddling your pain-rattled, judgmental weakness for so long. I've had enough. She turns to you. Child, I am happy to guide you, but I will not walk another step with this paranoid buffoon. Finally, something we agree on, he growls. Kid, she'll chop off your head and spit down your throat. I'll get you where you need to go and let you sleep at night to boot. It's up to you. She seems to have a lot of ins, and he just seems angry. Let's go with her. I'd like the both of them. Let's see if we can get to both of them. Calistege bursts out laughing. My dear boy, we have been working it out. Allergan's petulance, his obstinacy in the face of fact, drive me away every day. He might be strong, but he's also thick. I dare you to try traveling with him and see how long you endure. Not as long as I have, I'll wager. Allergan's face darkens under her accusations, but he manages a pained smile. As if you're doing me a favor by staying with me. Do you think I don't see your true self and all those echoes around you? That's you, Calistege, every facet of it. Your vivaciousness, heart, hasn't changed just the way you present it. I thought I could help you, but maybe I don't want to be with either of these whack jobs. Well, I'm light armor, and that dude's got medium. He's tougher than I am. Let's go with him.
As you wish. Should you change your mind, I'll be at the order of truth. But don't bring the complainer. A farewell to you, child, and best of luck. You'll need it.
And good riddance, he gestures toward the stair. Come on, whatever answers exist are up there. Okay. What's this thing? There's a shallow depression in the surface here, like many others scattered around the construct. Unlike the others, energy still pulses across this one at random intervals. A slight yet implacable sense of unease emanates with each wave of energy. There's a loose lens at the center of the depression. You think you could redirect the psychic effect somewhere more useful, but it'll be tricky to get to it in between the energy pulses. Without any antagonist to aim it toward, the device doesn't serve any obvious purpose. Ah, so I could use that to boom people. What's this thing do? A lambent green fluid drips from end of this device's nozzle and hisses angrily on the metal surface beneath. Without any antagonist, doesn't have any obvious purpose. Okay, so that's another torture device.
On my way.
Lots of weird metal stuff around here.
Doing it now.
Nothing to loot. Okay. Let's get you to the cult of the changing god. They're encamped by the clock in the great square here.
Here we go then.
Prata. In the shadows cast by the folds of this merchant's cowl, you glimpse hints of verdant chitin and amber mandibles erupting from pale human flesh. Her voluminous robes cannot hide the fact that her movements are off, as if too many joints inhabit too little space. But her voice is a warm, tumbling flood of spoken thoughts and impulses. A fair afternoon to you. Warm, isn't it? Something begins humming in one of her many pockets, and her brilliant, multifaceted eyes flicker toward an invisible point in the distance. Well, not as warm as it could be, but this is the warmest minute of the week by a considerable margin. She trails off, but the hum continues. Oh, you have one of those tattoos, too. Anyway, can I interest you in some prime artifacts? Dusty relics? Numenera of uncertain origin? Let me see what you're selling. So what is this person? Okay. So these are just things that do stuff. Okay, so that heals. How much money do I have? 50? I got 50 cents. So not worth spending any of this stuff. Okay, so these are consumables, basically. So that was Prata. God, there's so many people. We can't talk to all these people. Statues. Just a regular old merchant. What do you do? What do you sell? Oh, you don't want to talk to me. Sculptor. Alright. Let's work on main story.
Doing it now.
Unless there's something to loot. What is that?
Yes.
You inch closer to the lattice of energy that holds the creature, and as you lean in, the ugly glaive with a sledgehammer slung over his shoulder shouts at you. Oi! No gawking for free! Pay El Ginto or get gone! He glowers at you, hand reaching for the haft of his hammer until you step away from the cage. Okay. Fine, I won't touch that.
All right. Doing it now. Fine.
This is a circus?
It's a plan.
Feels like a circus.
On my way. On my way.
Cassian will see me. Changing God cultist. Oh, this is the Changing God people. Okay. Where is this Cassian dude?
All right.
Oh, Casmine. There we go.
All right.
This definitely looks like a cult / circus. Casmine. As you approach the duo, you see that they are arguing heatedly but quietly. Why so much arguing? The petite woman turns towards you. Her hair is unusual, a light, almost yellow color, and her bright eyes dominate her pretty face. Excuse me, sir. My friend and I were having a discussion, and her eyes fall upon your tattoo, and her breath catches audibly in her throat. Her partner is an unnaturally tall man, gaunt and sour-faced, his voice sonorous with fingers that twitch and weave through strange contortions. Occasional light sparks in the air as he does. He turns to you and opens his mouth to speak, registers your tattoo, and closes it again. His throat bobs for a moment, and he says, "It is an honor." Alliger nods his head to the two of them. "I've brought someone you should meet." He turns to you. "These are Casmian and Mimian. They're the leaders of the local branch of your church." That's odd. "We have our thanks for the introduction, Alliger. Our deepest thanks." He eyes the Aeon priest for a moment as if about to say more, but thinks better of it. He collects himself. "If I might impose on your time for a moment, will you tell me about your tattoo? How did you shape it? Do you know why it differs from the others?" "I don't know much about my tattoo. What does it mean to you?" "Others? You mean other cast-offs? What do you mean, shape it? Don't tattoos stay the same?" "I don't know much about it." "You have been touched by the changing God," she whispers. "His mind sheltered in you. He shared his dreams, his power, with your mind. And when he left your body, he created you." She swallows. "That tattoo marks you, all of you, with his symbol. It grows and changes as you mature, so that it becomes your symbol instead. There are more of you. They call you cast-offs." She cocks her head, studying you. "You are welcome here, revered one. We stand ready to serve as we can. Have you any questions for us?" Let's talk about the resonance chamber. "Rumor and conjecture, nothing more. Idle speculation from those who wish to pretend the knowledge of your sire's motivations passed along as fact." He leans out to touch you. "Have you seen it? Do you know where it is? What it does?" The resonance chamber, tell him where it is. "I don't know anything about it, but I was told you might. I need to know how to repair it." That's what I want to do. You don't have to tell him where it is yet. I just need to know how to fix it. "So you have seen it. You have touched it." She catches herself. She seems almost overwhelmed. "Your tattoo, like all the others, but this one is different." He looks sharply at you now, all distraction gone. "I do not recognize you," he says. "You do not match any descriptions we have recorded." Caspian snaps her fingers, as if she's finally figuring out a mystery. Wait, let me remember your face." She studies you carefully. Oh my, you're new. Are you the changing God? Can it be?" She reaches out to touch your sleeve and pulls her hand back quickly. "Do I become the changing God or not?" "Yeah, why not?" "And misfortune follows in his wake, as surely as a river finds the sea." Alligern's mouth is twisted into something that looks as if it's trying to be a smile. Mimian's deep-set eyes pierce Alligern as he snaps. "Will you have us profane everything you hold dear? Shall I defecate on the pain you carry, Alliger? I know you, and I can speak words that will harm you, but out of respect, not necessarily for you, but for civility and reason, I do not. Accord us the same courtesy." Alliger looks as if he's swallowing gravel, but he manages to force out the words, "My apologies, Mimian." Mimian gives a short, curt nod, and then he studies you carefully. "Tell me truly, please. Do not deceive us, for we will know. Are you the changing God himself, incarnate here before us?" "Definitely." Alligern's mouth turns up in a hard, triumphant smile before he regains control of his face. He says nothing. "Don't laugh, dude. Shush." Casmian. "You're not a cast-off, not one of his children," she breathes. "I knew it." Her hungry eyes are adoring. She hardly seems to blink. Cass, I would welcome the opportunity to question your inspiration directly. But kindly remember that we have been deceived before. He turns to address you. If you truly are he, perhaps you can settle this question for us. Mimian gestures towards the clock behind him. Dark figures circumambulate these clock faces. I theorize that your creation of the time shields that protected this city established a connection with your future selves. Or perhaps your wisdom brought them here. Whatever the truth, we believe those figures may be cast-offs, or ghosts of cast-offs perhaps, the living shells of the bodies you have worn previously. Mimian, his fingers shrug eloquently for him. But the clock is unmoored in time, you see. You do not have knowledge sufficient to investigate, but you might. You created the clock. If you are who you claim, you should be able to align it with the present time and uncover who these figures are. I don't care about the clock. I want my chamber fixed. We have set our price, O Holy One. She does not seem able to meet your eyes. We must know. We have tried ourselves. I have appealed to the order of truth. I have spoken with eminent seekers of knowledge. We have sent for wisdom from as far as the steadfast, a great achievement, you must agree. None have given us an answer. Perhaps, dismay dances across his fingers, perhaps memory of your creation will come to you. His hungry-eyed compatriot steps in. Perhaps you can find an answer where others have failed. She turns away. You will have our boundless gratitude, revered one. You had questions about the resonance chamber, you said. We can help you. But first, you must investigate the clock and the figures inside it. Or else, she trails off, or else we must turn from your words. Best of luck, revered one. We await your return. Well, balls. Now I gotta figure out what the crap this thing is.
All right.
This complex machine towers over you. Its purpose is unclear, but the three circular faces set into the ground remind you of clocks. Something is wrong with the machine, however. It's partially transparent, shimmering in the air when you look directly at it. The clock faces seem to show several different times at once. Humanoid silhouettes ripple beneath the central clock face. One places his hand against the face as though it were a glass wall. They seem to be watching you. Examine the machine. The towering mechanism wavers in the air. Similar to Callistege, it appears to be in several states at once, though all of the machine states are in the exact same location. You can't touch it either. Your hand passes right through the structure. As you pull your hand away, a memory strikes you as powerfully as if someone took a club to your chest. You are working at the clock. It is no longer transparent, but perfectly solid. There is a noise behind you. So they've come, the three traitors. They think to surprise you, but through the powers of the clock you have foreseen this moment. There is the faintest sound of metal sliding against leather. You slap a hand on the central clock face, activating the clock's arcane powers. You're not sure what it will do to them, but it's better than what they'll do to you. There is a flash. Arcs of energy stretch out from the clock, over your shoulders to your would-be attackers. You don't see what happens to them, but they quickly disappear along with their screams. As the last shreds of the memory fade, a swirl of energy passes through your body. Cold barbs prick every muscle. Suddenly, tidal forces arc from the clock to three ancient devices in the cultist encampment. The clock recognized something inside you, or maybe vice versa. Either way, you have inadvertently activated the nearby devices. Where said? Okay. Show me. There. In the middle. And then there. Okay, I see. Alright. Let us go look at those then. As you approach this device, Circus Minor is thrown into chaos. Oh, it is a circus. Buildings are on fire. People are screaming and running for their lives, while armored soldiers hunt them. None of them seem to pay any attention to you, though. It's some kind of vision, not reality. You glance down at the device. A series of images flit across its surface. They don't appear related to the changes around you. You see faces of other people and places, all of them familiar. Look more closely at the changes around you. Circus Minor is under attack. Squads of armored soldiers roam the streets, hunting and killing anyone they find. Mobs of people flee in terror, with only a few hapless souls trying and failing to fight them off. The soldiers are completely encased in jagged metal armor. You can't even tell if a human. Looking beyond the carnage, the square in this vision looks wildly different. Many of the buildings that are on fire don't exist at all when you step away from the device, having been replaced by other structures. Examine the images on the surface of the device. As soon as you focus on them, you feel a warmth on your head where your tattoo is. The images respond to your thoughts, slowing and changing at your whim. It's something about your body that allows you to do this, which perhaps means that only you can even see the images. You immediately recognize the pictures as pieces of memory, specifically the 3 memories you saw back in the fathoms of your mind. Okay, look at the memory in the underwater city. The memory is recent. 2 men, both with tattoos like your own, are in the underwater city searching for something. The denizens of the city chase them from the artifact they seek and ultimately surround and capture them. City under siege. Somehow you know this memory is ancient. It might have occurred 1,000 years ago. A man and a young girl race through the streets of Sagas Cliffs. All around them, the city is attacked by terrible people. The Tabat, you recall. The man takes them to an ancient machine somewhere in the city, then he and the girl disappear. And then the lush... Oh, I'm locking a memory into these. Oh. Somehow you know the memory is from a long time ago, centuries ago probably. A man and a woman, both with tattoos like your own, are surveying a lush, secluded valley, seeking an ideal location for the hidden sanctuary. Alright, so we probably need to lock the one that's similar to the besieged city, because of the guards and stuff, so that would make sense. The image of the man and the girl are the only ones that play across the surface of this device. They run past the enemy soldiers and then disappear at the machine in an endless loop. Okay. I feel like we got that one right. Strange feeling comes over as you approach this device, as if someone were sneaking up on you in the corner of your eye. When you look, there's no one there. It feels like something is different, though, but you can't put your finger on what. Okay, some more images. Look more closely at the changes around you. The changes are difficult to notice at first, but after a moment, you figure it out. Circus Minor is the same, but the crowd is different. Most of the people in the stalls and buildings are not the same as those you've seen around the square. Those few you do recognize are younger by several years. Lush Valley? Because it's centuries old? Try with that. Okay. And what's the last one? People are dressed differently and speak differently. Whole new structures appear, including an enormous building rising from the edge of the square. Look more closely. Circus Minor looks almost completely different. All the people are dressed strangely, and though they speak the truth, they use many terms and phrases that you don't understand. The square has changed as well. All the tents are gone. The buildings are more colorful and less weathered. One building in particular rises from the edge of the square, a tower of purple rock some 50 stories high. A mural is painted on the side, though you can't see the details from here. The one we haven't used is the underwater city, so let's go with that. As you lock in the third image, the air around the device trembles. The other devices in the square begin to glow, as though they're about to do something. Just as suddenly, the glow on all three devices fades. The image you had locked to this device flickers, and then the three memories flit across the surface once more. The device seems to reset itself. Okay. So we did Lush on the underwater here, so let's do Lush Valley and swap them out. I don't want to smash the device, that's rude. And then we'll do Underwater City here. And then Besieged City. This one just feels like the Besieged City. Yay, we did it. As you lock in this third image, a final surge of energy arcs through the air from the device to the clock itself. The clock shines for a moment, then becomes solid, fixed into a single state. At the same time, the device in front of you goes dark. The images disappear, as does a strange view of the city's past. Okay, we got a clock. Now do you believe me, people? Huh? Huh? I am the god. You fixed the clock! I knew you could do it! I knew it! She shouts a triumphant smile at Mimian. You must tell us what you saw. Who were those figures? Were they cast-offs? What did they say? Were you able to retrieve them? Mimian smiles, though reservation still dances in his eyes. Hush, Cass. Our inspiration had a question for us once the task we set for him was complete. He frowns. Unfortunately, your task is not entirely complete. We told you our price. That decision stands. The machine is solid now. Each of the three clock faces shows a single time, though none of them point to any time measurement that you understand. You lean closer to the central clock face. Three shadowy figures still lurk within, their features almost discernible now. Suddenly, the figures surge out of the clock toward you. Intense pressure strikes your head like a steel spike. Then everything goes black. Alright, what do we got here? Kamos Diviatiku? I don't know. Villain. Villain. Probably not villain. Give me 1 second. I need to get a drink because I'm doing more talking than expected on this. All right. Let's go talk to these fellas. The three figures before you are disoriented. They don't even seem to notice you at first. All three of them have a tattoo like yours. Cast-offs. Kamos. What befell us? The woman. That's a woman, okay. What befell us? The woman is dressed in powerful-looking armor. Her face bears several scars, yet her eyes have the innocence of a child. Did he do something? Are we still in the clock? Divyatchu. I do not believe so. The second figure is tall, dressed all in black. Its height is exaggerated further by a violet, fish-like crest on top of its head. Its large yellow eyes are squinted, scanning all around. There was a man outside the clock, but it wasn't... Vilan. It was him! The third figure points at you. He is small, wiry, and tense, as though he expects danger. He carries a shield on his back. He's a cast-off, he says, looking at your tattoo. Can't say I recognize him, though. Who are you? The woman steps forward. We beg your forgiveness, friend, brother. We have been through quite the trial. I am Kamos. These are my friends, Divyatchiku and Vilan. We are cast-offs like you. She looks you up and down, her brows slightly furrowed despite her kind demeanor. Were ingested into your head. I saw it. How is that possible? He eyes you suspiciously. Who are you? I'm a cast-off like you. I'm the latest one. I'm just a cast-off like you. No, lie. Nobody. I'm a victim here like you. I don't know what's going on. I'll ask the questions. What were you doing in that clock? I'm a cast-off like you. We'll go with that. Camus. The latest? She raises one eyebrow significantly higher than the other. That's not possible. We faced the changing god mere days ago, and you are not the body he wore. I think we might have been trapped in that clock for centuries, Kamos. Something about it messed with our perception. The Virgilin looks up at the ceiling, or where the ceiling would be if there were one. Time is an illusion. How long is the wrong question. It turns its enormous, bulbous eyes to you. What is this place? Where are we? Somewhere in my mind, I think. Inside the clock, perhaps? I don't know. I think in my mind. The Virgilin shuts its eyes, 6 nostrils open wide as it inhales deeply. Yes, perhaps you are right. Our consciousness were ripped from our bodies when the changing god activated his clock. Then, when you appeared, it happened again. Our minds ripped from their chronal prison. It looks to his friends. I cannot be certain, but I believe this is part of some vast mental construct. He turns to you. Your mental construct. His eyes become nearly as large as the Virgilin's. What? You mean we just went from one prison to another? He grips you by the shoulders. You did this? If this is your mind, then let us out! I don't know how to get out of here. Why can't you get us out of here? Why did the changing god trap you in the clock? I don't see any way out. Let me look around. I'll be back. I don't know how to get out of here. Relax, friend, brother. Whether for days or centuries, we survive that clock. We will survive this. If time is an illusion, then it is not our enemy. We will find a way. Okay, why did the changing god trap you? Ah, yes, she looks down, embarrassed. The three of us once worked alongside our sire, helping him with his research after he'd brought the Order of Truth to Saga's Cliffs. We saw him for what he was, selfish, arrogant. He doesn't care about us, not a single one of his children. He crosses his arms and looks away bitterly. All of his projects were always about him. He didn't care if anyone got hurt in the process. We betrayed him, unlike the others. The Vigilant looks directly in the eye. We meant to stun him, to capture him before he could escape to another body, but he was too quick for us. He activated the clock, tearing our minds from our bodies and trapping us eternally. Why can't you get us out of here? Weren't you listening? We were trapped in that clock for centuries. I'm looking for a way out, believe me, but if Diviachiku says it's your mind, then it's your show. I don't see any way out. The Vigilant stretches its neck, putting its face within a hand span of yours. It seems to be examining you. Then it says, your mind, only you have the power to change. What he's trying to say is that this place was created for your body, or perhaps by your body. Our sire placed within each of us unique gifts and abilities. For example, I have never heard tell of another cast-off who could trap consciousness the way that you have. She gives you a warm smile. He would not have created this space for you without also giving you a means by which to move through it. Think, what other gifts did our Creator bestow upon you? I chose an aspect of myself. Diviachi shakes his head. I can see what you speak of, it says, and you get a warm momentary impression that its eyes can see through you. This aspect describes you, just as I am Virgilin. Villain is observant. Kamos is foolish. I object to that characterization. He gives a kind chuckle. He's not wrong, and you know it. At her wounded look, he raises his hands placatingly. It's the truth. Anyway, you've gotten us out of twice as much trouble as you get us into. The Vigilant speaks to you. These aspects are descriptors of who we are, but they are not us. That you chose your aspect says quite a lot, but I do not believe that is enough to set us free. Built a path. Perhaps if there were any memories here to recover. He curls his lip and looks around. Maybe I just don't know what memories look like, but I don't see anything. It would seem we are in agreement, villain. I'm a jack of all trades. So am I, kid. And yet we're both still stuck in here. Alright, let me look around. I don't see anything to touch in here. The staircase is so troubling, though. Up, 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 up. That's all it does. It's not really actually always going up. I have no idea. There's nothing in here. What am I missing? Talk to these guys again. The three of them mutter to each other, looking around the strange space as they try to find another way out. Well met, brother. Have you discovered anything new about our predicament? I don't think I have the ability you're talking about. You must! She looks at her compatriots and back to you. We each have our gifts given to us by our sire for a specific purpose. His purpose, of course, but a purpose nonetheless. She presses a hand to her chest. They say, for example, that, foolish though I may be, I have 9 magical gifts of speech. That is not something I chose nor learned, but it is who he made me to be. Villain rubs his hand along the edge of his shield. I am a master of defensive arts. Our sire learned them when he was in my body, probably built my body to excel at it. I wouldn't call it a gift, but it's me, yeah. I'm one with the shadows. I live in them. I breathe them. This is not some esoteric I discovered, but a unique ability our sire chose for me while he was in my body. She gives you a kind smile. The gift is in you. Perhaps you have just forgotten. Our sire wouldn't have made this place for you without granting you the power to get out. Focus. Find the answer inside yourself. Close your eyes. You rifle through your memories, past everything you actually remember to those memories you didn't create yourself. There must be a key or a door, anything that would help you to escape this fathom of your mind. Just as you're about to give up, you find something, a cluster of sparks, nascent abilities deep within the core of your being. You sense the abilities to speak eloquently, to use a shield with a master's skill, to lurk among the shadows as though they were home. Your travels have left you more experience, allowing you to advance. This will grant you a level up, okay. None of these seem particularly suited to creating a path out of this place. But as you sift through them, you know that you are trapped here. Not because it is some puzzle your sire left for you to solve, but because you are not yet whole. This is another part, the last part, of deciding who you are, completing yourself. You will be able to open a path back to the calm of your mind. Select focus. Brandishes a silver tongue. You know the right thing to say in every situation. There is no obstacle that cannot be overcome with words. It's kind of cool. That's persuasion, deception, and intimidation. Okay. You hide in the folds between dimensions, evading even the most watchful eye. Emerging, you find rend reality and your enemies along with it. Ah, yes. Quick fingers and hidden. Okay. You study techniques to defend yourself and others physically and mentally in any situation. Nah, breath of shadow, 100%. Sneaky. That's it! You did it! Does this mean we go back to the real world? I don't think so, villain, but it does mean we are free. Finally, he turns to you. Thank you, friend. Go, we will follow. The hell? The hell was that? I saw what happened. Are you alright? That thing almost killed you. Where did that fragment come from? It was a piece that the Sorrow released into your mind earlier. Watch your step. There are probably more of them about. His voice is somber. The Sorrow must be gathering its strength, taking spaces in your mind to keep you from reaching your full potential. I don't know why it doesn't just destroy you. Maybe the fragments aren't strong enough yet. It's alright though, we have more important things to do, right? Like get that chamber fixed. He clearly knows that's something to tell them again. How do I activate? Oh no, that's how did I get here? Alright, we'll just repeat ourselves. Yeah, I saw that. I don't see everything you do out there in the world, but I definitely saw that. You have to find a way to fix it. Thanks. What should I do now? With the chamber broken, I'm not sure. We need to find someone who can fix it. That chamber's our only hope. Without it... I think I'm ready to go. Good luck! Alright. Any loot? Nope. I am not thrilled with the amount of loot so far I've encountered. I need more loot. That's what makes an ARPG an ARPG, is loot. We've already examined that before. Leave area. And we're out. Now will you talk to me? Ah, you returned to us, and you have completed your task. What did you see inside the clock? Oh, that was the wrong voice. Oops. Tell us! She is nearly breathless with excitement. I met those 3 people. Lie to them. I don't have to tell you, figure it out for yourself. Just tell them. Disappointment creases her face. I know these names. They're not new to us. They were favored servants of your creator, cast-offs who served him well. Indeed, Diviachu brought the order of truth to Sagas Cliffs, but they betrayed their holy trust and disappeared. He sighs. Nevertheless, we will honor our arrangement. You sought answers about who might repair the resonance chamber. I wish I could tell you that. I truly do. We know that you built it with the aid of one of your vessels, but we don't know his or her name. Perhaps one of your children might know where to find him, or her. I know of only one other cast-off still in the city, the albino assassin Matkina. They call her the White Death. She wore a camouflaging cloak and brought destruction in her wake. The last I heard of her, she was in the underbelly. He restrains a shudder. Seek her, but be wary. Okay. Where's my loot? I need loot. No loot. In the underbelly, huh? Is that the underbelly? Or was that the thing on the other side of the underbelly? It's over here. It's a bridge. To leave the area.
It's a plan.
Okay. It's down here. Still no loot. Still no loot.
Sure.
I need loot. On a quest for loot.
Let's do it.
These are probably the truth people.
Let's do it.
Alright, what's this tube over here?
Yes.
This machine towers above you like a dagger driven into the ground by a giant. It seems much older than the surrounding buildings. Your hands itch to touch the array of dark panels scattered around the machine, as though they have touched them before. Try to remember why this machine feels so familiar. Sure. Aww. Let's examine it. Your hands slip over the cobbled together components and greasy cables, the buttons worn by frequent use. It is a strange accomplishment, this machine. Clumsy, but deft. Amateurish, but masterful. Only a brilliant mind could have melded so many disparate parts into a functional device. Unfamiliar memories whisper to you. This device was used, though you don't know how, to generate a field that unmoored everything within it from time itself. Okay. It's up the stairs. That's a lever. Okay, so we gotta go to the underbelly. It's gotta be over here. It's the only way down. Can I move the map? Yeah. Cool. Seems like the underbelly. Yep. So we're looking for Matt, the albino Matt Nick, whatever his name was, whatever her name was. I don't remember anymore. I guess I've been spoiled by Baldur's Gate because there's so much more to interact with in Baldur's Gate. This thin glowing thread pierces the surface of the water and plunges deep into the black depths like a white line drawn in shining ink. Examine the line, the fishing line. You try flicking the shining string and your finger goes right through it. Crooked Keek. Could you try catching something for me? I've had no luck today. Besides, everything down here is pretty much stronger than me. Try catching something. You pull on the line and something in the dark below pulls back. You press your lips together and reel in your catch. A muddy cipher dangles from the end of the line. It's beautiful! Crooked Keek breathes. I was just hoping for fish. I can sell it and eat for weeks. Yeah, you can have it. Go for it. You pass a cipher to her, and she squinches her eyes shut in unmitigated joy. Thank you! I'll use my fishing pole whenever you want. Alright, cool. Tug on the line. See what else we get. You take hold of the fishing rod and begin reeling in the line. Nothing is on the hook. Tug it again. That sounded horrible. Nothing. Okay.
On my way.
On my way. What's that? Grisly crime scene is blocked by Folsom and his thugs. Who are you, thugs? Folsom. This man towers over you, enormously fat and draped in gaudy robes. His expression is calm, stern, even, as he regards the bloody mess spread across the floor and wall. The hooded figures on each side of him tense as you approach. He turns to inspect you, eyebrow lifted, and raises his hand. His bodyguards relax, watching you. In the space of a second, his eyes flick over you. He nods, apparently to himself, as if your presence has confirmed something he expected. What are you doing in the underbelly, fallen star? Looking for someone. Are you? He says. I know everyone in the underbelly, and I'm seeking someone as well. Perhaps we can help each other. He turns his back on you, staring down at the vast pool of blood. This is all that remains of Weedle, one of my protégés. I had hopes for him. Now they will never be realized. The underbelly is poor without him. The rage beneath his voice cuts each word shorter and shorter. Bring me any information you find. Help me discover the identity of this killer, and you will be rewarded. He exhales sharply, then turns around. The fury you glimpsed in him is buried once more. There is an assassin named Matkina, he says. She is known as the White Death. I have helped her find work in the past, but she has become erratic. If she is not involved, she might know who is. If you wish to help in this matter, ask her what she knows. The creature named Mappa may know where she is. You can count on me. I hope so, he says. Trustworthy allies are in short supply. I want to examine the murder scene. At first, Folsom doesn't respond. He merely stares down at you, through you. I will not have you trample through his blood without cause, he says at last. So there had better be one. Murder may have left behind evidence I won't know unless you let me look. He casts a doubtful glance behind him, pauses, then nods. Let him pass when he is ready, he tells the hooded figures at his side. They incline their heads. Do you have any ideas on motive? I have suspicions, he says, a muscle on his cheek twitching, and I have enemies. It takes no imagination to conclude that this was meant to hurt me. He shakes his head. But the killer did not slit Weedle's throat and leave him for me to find. No. They spilled an ocean of his blood and scrawled nonsense on the walls. If this is a message for me, I cannot interpret it. Alright, let's examine. Not much remains of Folsom's former protege beyond a vast still pool of blood with a skinned hand at its center. A bloody circle is scrawled on the wall nearby. Inspect the hand in the pool of blood. A flayed hand with long, slender fingers lies palm up in the center of the pool of blood. The rest of the victim is missing. You step away. Examine the bloody circle on the wall. It is immediately clear that the dashes and bleeding pinpricks decorating the circle are not random. This is a symbol drawn with careful intent. Unfortunately, it means nothing to you. Before you can look away from the circle, a memory bulges painfully through your thoughts, and the memory isn't yours. Surrender to it. Fresh blood streams over the circle, yanking you through the hollow at its center into the world beyond. A strip of blistered land coils through a void as black as a gaping mouth. The air is thick, foul, and textured with the slickness of maggots. Nausea slams into you, filling your head, infecting your thoughts. You shove the horrific memory away from you, slamming your mind shut like a door and swallowing the knot of nausea in your throat. After seeing that world, the bloody pool at your feet seems almost mundane. I took damage from the pool. Okay. I'll leave.
All right.
So Mapper might know where this person is. Alright. From a distance, it looks as if this mutant is wearing a form-fitting suit of finely patterned lines in white, yellow, and pale blue. On closer examination, it becomes apparent that these are tattoos, and they cover nearly the entirety of his body, even his shaved head. His actual clothes are simple and worn, and his boots look as though they've seen hard use. He is studying the meaningless swirls and whirls on his arms, and mouthing names that mean nothing to you. Solely, Belent, Ergo, Tentries. Then he looks up at you. You see that a strange device covers one of his eyes. A deep blue light shines in its center, and it seems to measure and evaluate you as he focuses on you. He smiles as you approach, a broad, beaming grin that says he considers you a friend already. I'm Mapper, he says, extending his hand. I've been everywhere around here. I found my way into places long sealed and best forgotten. Met all sorts of people. He frowns. Can't say I cared much for some of them, it's true. His voice is fast, insistent, and incisive. Still, I try. The communities of our world are islands of light. Sometimes they wink out, sometimes they flare up. I want to link them together. I want to be a bridge. You say you want to be a... I just want to find Matkina. Matkina? The White Death? I've heard of her. I know where she hides, too. He grins wide, exposing a mouthful of extraordinarily white and clean teeth. I can tell you where she is, but I hate to say it comes with a price. Much as I love to talk about my travels, I need to finish a patch of my Sagas Cliffs map, and I need bragging rights for the next time I see the navigators. He shrugs. Also, she might not be happy, I've told. But I might be able to help you find it. For a trade, of course. He drops his voice. Have you ever heard of the Changing God? Savior of Sagas Cliffs in times past and so forth? They say he had a sanctuary under the city, a place he used to retreat and plan for the future while he thought on his past. You know, making possibility maps. That sanctuary is the one important place I haven't seen in Sagas Cliffs, and I need it to fill in my map. As far as I can tell, it's not far past the Stitcha layer. The problem I'm having is that I just can't make any sense of their language. Maybe you can talk to them. He shrugs disarmingly. It's a hell of a price, I know, but there it is. You want to find Matkina? You'll find the sanctuary for me. I'll be back when I find the sanctuary.
It's a plan.
Longer.
Done.
And loot, maybe? What's this? You find a jumbled pile of large rocks at the end of this roughly hewn tunnel. Motionless limbs of a Stitchus protrude from the mound, the rents in its carapace painted with dried ichor. Move the rocks to uncover the corpse. See, I'll get 70%. He'll get 90%. Do it. Yeah.
Ready to learn something new.
The first rock is the hardest to shift. Once you warm to the task, you are nearly flinging them aside until you fully expose the corpse beneath. Examine the corpse. Clearly, the creature was digging this tunnel when the roof collapsed and killed it. Its smaller claws mangled and smashed, but apart from the crushed thorax and a few gashes in its carapace, the body itself is surprisingly intact. Examine it again. Other than the crushed thorax and its claws, this corpse is surprisingly intact. Okay. Can I loot it now? Or was that just a complete waste of strength? Sad. Oh wait, loot. Eh? Money. That was a complete waste of strength. Oh well.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Done.
That's out. Small little levels. Levy, checky.
All right.
A set of floating rungs rises from the floor, leading up to a more conventional ladder built into the side of an ancient ship. The ladder disappears in the darkness above. Well, I'm not quite ready for that yet. Crippled foreman. Segments of this bisected construct's legs lie scattered around it. Someone has painstakingly altered these pieces, giving them small limbs and tiny metallic heads. Nonetheless, they aren't moving. The larger construct's turquoise eyes flicker out of sync with each other as they turn towards you. I do not understand, it says. The voice emerging from the grill around its eyes is soft, as though you are hearing it from far away. Don't they want to live? The viaducts are open. The commands are received. And yet, its eyes' lights flutter. Every time I give my children life, they die. These tiny things are your children? Not anymore, it says. Now they are inanimate and lifeless. Their adaptive personalities have been lost. I do not understand why they are dying. I have given the subject of procreation a great deal of thought over the last century, and there are no errors in my calculations. My assistant Tarnish built my children's bodies to my precise specifications. Their intelligence reservoirs are shielded against permanent loss. Its eyes look away from yours, as it is embarrassed. And I want them to live. That should be enough. I wish I could help you. It may be that you can, it says. I have performed some new calculations, and a new direction has presented itself. My children need more energy to live, but my construction prevents me from transfers above a certain threshold, and for good reason. Its pupils rotate, contracting. Energy transfers above a certain percentage would lead to a chain of ruptures in my intelligence rings. I would die. Its voice mesh clicks. Help me force myself to make this transfer, for I cannot do it myself. Click. Help me give my life to my children. Will you help me? The foreman says. The words are almost buried beneath the crackling surge of static. Sure, give your children's life. Speak to Tarnish, my assistant. He may be able to help you understand how I function if he is feeling well enough. Okay, I'll talk to Tarnish. Master Artisan. At first glance, this ancient, unmoving construct seems nearly identical to the others in the manufactory. It is only when you move close into the hazy aura of forge light that you see the intricate, no chaotic, whorls of engravings marking every millimeter of its armored frame, and the worker standing behind it is adding even more. Morning, the construct says. It is morning, isn't it? I never pay attention to the time. There's not much use for it down here. Firelight twinkles off the construct's blank eyes. I'm Artisan. What can I do for you? What's your opinion of foremen? Well, I don't like to speak poorly of my family, the construct breaks off when the worker behind it snickers. It's true, they're difficult in their own ways, of course. We argue, and here, we means Master Foreman and me, but that's to be expected. We've known one another for millennia, understand. We went through decades of angry silence until, well, we learned to accept each other as we are. It chuckles. Master Foreman has beliefs, exhausting ones that it can't help inflicting on others, and our broken friend wants to die, I think. Puts it another different way, but it does. And though we bicker, I care for them. How couldn't I, after thousands and thousands of years? Alright. Where is this dude that we're supposed to talk to? Over. Oh, it's this gotta be this guy, right? That's Master Foreman. The construct looms over you, frozen in mid-step. Its heavy limbs and barreled body have been recently polished by careful hands, but the joints themselves are completely fused. This creature hasn't moved in a long time. It studies you with eyes made of swirling orange fire. Late for your first ship, synthsmiths, it growls. Grab a station and a hammer and damn well get to work. Yeah, get to work, dude. After an hour of work, the master foreman bellows you back over. You go stretching your aching arms. They feel somewhat stronger than before. Hey, again, that might pull. That was useful. Supervisor tells me you're not the synthsmith we hired, but I gave you some work to do, and you damn well got to it. I respect that, but we only take on experienced synthsmiths here. Its fiery eyes flare. Now, I don't want you thinking we let people work for free. I had the supervisor leave you some shins for that hour of work. Take it. Now, why are you actually here? Out with it. You can't move, can't you? No, I don't need to. It says, eyes flashing, a passing worker gives you a look for triggering that is apparently a familiar story. Once we foremen here were the tools of the cartographers and their vast web of machine intelligences. Submerged in the song of their will, we worked with thoughtless joy. Its voice is soft, tinged with synthetic awe. Then one day the song fell silent, and our bodies froze where we stand now. Some of us lost our faith in those few centuries, it growls. Some of us thought the cartographers were punishing us, or had abandoned us. Only I saw their absence for what it was. His words grow hoarse. It was a gift of free will. We were their tools no longer. We were our own masters, freed from the chains of thoughtless motion, free to imagine our future, and so we did, for millennia. Who were the cartographers? We don't know, it admits. The most we know of them is their names and the code, and the vessels we were building for them that they never claimed. Our creation came at their order, but we have never known their faces, only their song. While the others dithered and wailed, I bent my mind to the future, it continues. I analyzed the work we had done for the cartographers. To my shame, I found flaws in the processes. I removed them. Its eyes burned brighter. For the next cluster of centuries, I studied the vast catalog of known technology and Numenera in my mind and strung them together, creating new inventions for the day when the cartographers returned and reactivated us. He sighs, but that day never came. But humans eventually did? Yes, and though you are flawed and fragile, you made perfect tools, just as we had once been. Your people found us, and the era of my greatest work began. They asked us to help them raise the city until it cast all others in shadow, to cobble their artifacts and their trinkets into grand devices that would power every corner and make them safe from their enemies. And I told them, it coughs as if holding back tears, I told them I had a plan. You see the fruit of my mighty effort all around you. Looking for an albino woman. Yes, the construct says. She wanted us to repair her temporal manipulation device. Planned on fiddling around in her past, no doubt. I don't recommend it, but it's not my business if people want to tangle reality. You suddenly feel dizzy, unaware the construct carries on. Nothing was wrong with her artifact, probably meant that there was something wrong with her. But again, that's none of my business. You blink, swaying, and open your eyes in a different time. The underbelly is not yet what it will become. The three foremen are dim shapes in a wavering hemisphere of light. The air is thick with dust, and the great engines beyond are cold and silent. True to its nature, the master foreman is lecturing you. No, the construct says. What matters is that it can be done. Should doesn't matter. Should is a waste of everyone's time. Are you fainting? The master foreman, the present one, says suspiciously. No fainting allowed on the manufactory floor. We can't have workers tripping over you and toppling into forges. We'll miss deadlines. You open your eyes and the memory collapses. I need to get to an underground location. Can you make me a digging device of some sort? Let's start with that one. Consultation, eh? Tell you what, bring me a piece of the device to examine, and I'll count that the examination as payment for advice rendered. Deal? I don't have a piece of the device on me. Well, go find one. I don't hazard guesses. I analyze, design, and execute. What the digging device? Yes, the Master Foreman declares, glowing eyes scanning the ceiling. Stalkers, bring me the war machine casting from Z-19, the intelligence nexus from B2, and the scouring claws from my personal collection. It lowers its eyes at you. Now let's talk payment. Make sure you include the cost of repairing the damage done by unleashing an insane war machine with molten claws on the city, the distant artisan calls. Stalkers stand by, the Master Foreman shouts. Artisans, not wrong. It says in a much lower voice, for once, that might be more construct than you need. Give me a moment. The eyes wink out for several seconds. Engines embedded in the construct's chest roar. Then the eyes reignite. Find me the intact corpse of a Stitches. We can reinforce the carapace and recover the special memory system if it's not too far gone. Should lead you straight to its lair, and since you're supplying the materials, I'll waive the cost. Hey, I found one already. The construct's flickering eyes become a bonfire. Fetchers, it roars. Artificers, report to supervisor for a new project. Hours later, the workers trudge back. The supervisor takes a complicated hand sign to the Master Foreman. You'll find the construct where you left it, ready for use, the construct gambles. I should have asked you for pay after all. Supervisor says it's a masterpiece. Its eyes dim as it descends into deeper thought. But no, a deal's a deal. Alright, well, I got a thing now to dig that I didn't know I needed yet. Kinda out of order. Where is this other person that I'm supposed to talk to? Something with a T in his name. I don't remember now. So we got that dude standing up there. Levy, check it. Talk to this guy. This massive creature looms over you. A scent like lightning in an underground cavern washes over you, and it reminds you of nothing so much as curiosity. It chitters and rumbles, waving its large claws through an expressive dance. Something about these smells, sounds, and gestures seems familiar. A niggling itch in the back of your mind. At least you remember the taxonomy now. This is a Stitches, a huge burrowing insectoid. It points to itself and says, "Chikak." It follows with another stream of high-pitched noise. Dig into the city, right? Can you take me someplace? Over the scent of warm gravel, the Stitches clicks and whistles. You understand the words yes and shins. I have heard about the changing god, had a sanctuary in the city. Can you take me there? The creature listens carefully to you and then slowly rotates its whole body, its hands in front of it. Check its door. Odor is that of internal organs, slowly liquefied, a bright and pungent odor. No, it croaks, not humans. Why not? It considers how to word the phrase, and its eyes are a lambent green in the dim light. Egg thieves. Egg thieves. Make fish head grub go away. Maybe talk. The scent of a trapped and stale water reaches your nose. It reminds you of a dangerous situation. I would like to go. It shakes its head, and you smell solidifying magma. The aroma reminds you of regret and the knowledge that you should not push further. I would like to go. Aw, this repeats itself. What do you use shins for? It points to various items on your belt and person, and you think it's telling you that the Stitcha buy items from a human. Let me ask you some more questions. Okay.
On my way.
A lot of just do this for me, and then I'll let you continue. A lot of gates. The animated corpse of the Stitches you unearth towers above you, waiting for your commands. Wave your hand in the creature's eyes to see if there's any reaction. The thing's pupils blaze brighter at the passage of your hand, but that's the extent of its response. Examine it. It isn't difficult spotting the additions that Master Forman's workers have made. Opalescent metal fills its wounds, and the mangled claw has been replaced with a mechanical one. Coils of rigid cables spring from patch to patch before plunging into its thorax. Some of its eyes have changed as well. Faint, glowing lights blink from otherwise empty sockets. I want you to dig a tunnel. A shuttling click from the behind the creature's blinking eyes is your only response. You sense it is waiting for you to give it a destination. Take me to the sanctuary. Okay. As you emerge into a rough-hewn chamber laced with golden filaments, the automation makes a series of agitated clicks and begins to retreat toward the tunnel. It seems that the creature cannot, or will not, go any further. This place smells faintly of ozone, and the air crackles with static electricity. It doesn't feel like a place that your sire would have built, but the entrance to the sanctuary must be somewhere nearby. Alright, I think on that bombshell of a note, I am going to call it there. We'll either pick this up next time, or we'll roll again. I'll have to think about it. It's an interesting game. The dialogue's good. Not enough loot, though. I want more loot. I feel like I'm lootless. Maybe we'll find some in here. I don't know. But got to adult tomorrow, so that is it for tonight. Thank you guys for watching. Shoot a file on there if you haven't already. And I will see you guys next time. See if there's anybody to raid. I've not raided yet. Oh. Let's see. Is there anybody else playing this game that we can raid? Nope. I am the only one. I don't have anybody on that I would raid. Well, I guess we'll leave it there until we can find somebody playing a game we're playing to raid. So goodbye, good night, sleep well.